Praise the name of the Lord. Go with me in the book of Daniel, chapter number 6, verse number 10. And this is what the Bible says. Now, when Daniel knew that the lighting was signed, and he went into his house and his windows being open in his chamber towards Jerusalem, and he kneeled upon his knees 3 times a day and prayed and gave thanks before the Lord, before his God, as he did aforetime. Praise the name of the Lord. Bwana asifiwe. And the Bible says, na wakati Danieli alijua yale yameandikwa na yamewekwa muhuri, yeye akaenda katika nyumba yake, milango yake na dirisha zake zikiwa zimefunguliwa zikitazama Yerusalemu, akapiga magoti yake na kuomba mara 3 kama ilivyokuwa desturi yake mbele ya Mungu wake. Bwana asifiwe. Praise the name of the Lord. Now Daniel had established a custom. Praise the name of the Lord. Daniel alikuwa na desturi ambayo alikuwa nayo ya kufanya kazi ama ya kuomba. Praise the name of the Lord. And this custom demanded that every day, praise the name of the Lord, that he would pray to God 3 times. And he would pray kneeling down. Praise the name of the Lord. And he would open his windows when he was praying. He would not close his windows, but he would open his windows and kneel towards Jerusalem. Praise the name of the Lord. And he would always do this. But before this, in this chapter number 6, there is a people who had conspired. A people had conspired on how to take care of Daniel, because Daniel was placed far above other people. Praise the name of the Lord. Alikuwa ameinuliwa kuliko watu wengine, na wale watu ambao the princes in the land decided that Daniel did not deserve the position that he had. Praise the name of the Lord. So they had a conspiracy. And when they looked at Daniel, they discovered that Daniel had a custom. Wakajua ya kwamba Danieli alikuwa na desturi. Na desturi ya Danieli haikuwa ya kawaida. Bwana asifiwe. Walipofahamu ya kwamba desturi ya Danieli haikuwa ya kawaida, wakajua hii desturi ndio tutamweza nayo. Praise the name of the Lord. And so when they decided to take that custom, they decided, what can we do? How can we fight against Daniel? Daniel will always pray to his God. Praise the name of the Lord. Daniel will always pray to his God at this time. And it is a custom that he will never stop, regardless of what happens. Praise the name of the Lord. Regardless of what happens, praise the name of the Lord. Hata kama ni nini nafanyika, Danieli alikuwa na desturi. And we knew, and I want you to know this, they knew 2 things. They knew Daniel was a man of principle. Praise the name of the Lord. They were sure Daniel was a man of principle. That what he did, he would not change because of people, or whatever law, or whatever custom that is being done. Walijua ya kwamba Danieli alikuwa mtu wa mambo, wa sheria, na mtu ambaye alikuwa na desturi, na alikuwa mtu ambaye hakuwa nageuzwa. Praise the name of the Lord. Mienendo yake sababu ya watu. Hakuna sheria ingegeuza Danieli akose kufanya vile ambavyo anafanya. They knew that one. That is one thing they knew. The number 2, they knew the reason that Daniel was highly exalted far above them is because Daniel's God was more powerful than their God. Praise the name of the Lord. And they knew how to destroy Daniel was to take him away from his God. Wakiondoa Danieli kutoka kwa Mungu wake, watamweza. Praise the name of the Lord. So they conspired and they planned and they knew. So they went to the king. With the king without knowing, they told him, King, we need you to do this. You are the king of this land. You need to make ABCD and make a decree. Praise the name of the Lord. And make a decree that only your God will be prayed, and not the God, any other God. Anybody else who worshipped a God contrary to this God will be taken to fire, will be taken to the den of lions. Praise the name of the Lord. It was determined and it was decreed. Praise the name of the Lord. These men, praise the name of the Lord, they had no intention in worshipping the God of this king. hawakuwa na haja na ile Mungu, hawakuwa na haja ya kumwabudu hata ule mfalme, hawakuwa na haja ya kumuonyesha heshima. Their only plan was to take Daniel out of the God of Israel, his God who was making him more powerful than any other god, more powerful than any other prince. Praise the name of the Lord. And they knew two things. He was principled. He will always worship God regardless of what happened. Number two, that the God of Israel, the God that Daniel worshipped, was the God who was making him powerful. Praise the name of the Lord. So they knew those two things. Praise the name of the Lord. But the Bible says this in verse number 10. Even though Daniel knew, he knew that the law was passed and signed and decreed, yet he did not stop his custom. That day he went and opened his windows. He did not close his windows so that there will be doubt of what he was doing. Sababu angefunga dirisha waulizane na kweli anaomba Mungu ama ni nini, lakini yeye alifungua dirisha yake kama kawaida, kama desturi yake, akapiga magoti mara 3 kama vile ilivyokuwa desturi yake. Praise the name of the Lord. Let me tell you this. Satan wants to take you from your custom of prayer. Praise the name of the Lord. Shetani anataka kukuondoa kutokana na desturi yako ya kumuomba Mungu. Bwana asifiwe. Praise the name of the Lord. Because he knows one thing. When he takes you out of your custom, you are away from the God who is powerful. Unamuondokea Mungu ambaye ako na nguvu, Mungu ambaye anakuwezesha ukaweze kustamihili yale ambayo unapatana nayo, utamuondokea. Praise the name of the Lord. Are we together? Haja ya shetani, praise the name of the Lord. Let me tell you. Do you know, Satan is not even concerned with the fuel prices of this country. Hata hana haja na bei ya mafuta. Hata hana haja na bei ya sukari. Hata hana haja na bei ya vile vitu ambavyo vinapanda bei. Hizo vitu havivitishi. They do not frighten Satan. They are nothing in the eyes of Satan. What he wants is the people that know God to go and find assistance from other sources. Praise the name of the Lord. Sijui kama umenielewa. Shetani hana haja na yale mambo yanakusumbua. Shetani anadai na thina na homa. Homa demo thina gia. Ndedaga anadai na thina ogikorora. Nduri faida onaga wa korora. Bwana asifiwe. There is nothing that is added. There is nothing that is added even when you are enemies with the next person. Hata tukikosana na pastor, shetani hafaidiki hapo. The purpose is to avoid me from worshiping God, from praying God. Because once he separates me from my custom of praying and worshiping God, then I become powerless. Bwana asifiwe. Shetani anajua ile hila haikuwa hata ya kumtukuza mfalme wa kule duniani. Praise the name of the Lord. It's just like we know. Laila has no purpose, has no plan of making sugar go down or fuel go down. His interest is his own power. Just like Luto has no other interest but only to be in power. Both of them are interested in power. They are not interested in us. We are just a bargaining chip into getting to where they want to be. The same thing, Satan makes other things a bargaining chip to make you stop doing what you used to do before God. Bwana asifiwe. Vile ulivyo unakuwa na muabudu Mungu, anataka kukuondoa usimwabudu Mungu vile ulikuwa na muabudu Mungu. Vile ulikuwa unajitolea kwa nyumba ya Mungu, hivyo ndivyo shetani anataka ukose kufanya. Sababu anajua ile nguvu imekufanya ukamzidi ni sababu unamwabudu Mungu. Praise the name of the Lord. Praise the name of the Lord. I want you to hear me this morning because I'm not going to belabor this point. Sitaongea sana. The plan of Satan is not so much worshiping the other friend or helping the other people or associating yourself. You know, Satan will bring somebody who looks better. Atakuletea mtu ambaye anaonekana ni mwema, rafiki mwema. Bwana asifiwe. Dominic, shetani atakuletea rafiki mzuri kuliko Mwangi, mwingine anakusaidia kuliko Mwangi, lakini kile anajua ni kwamba nyinyi mnaomba na yeye. Anataka muondoke muache kuomba na nani? Na yeye. Bwana asifiwe. Ataleta mtu mwingine. He will bring another person in your life. Praise the name of the Lord. Who looks much better, who is much wiser, who is much Bwana asifiwe. Hata unaona faida yake kwako ni mzuri zaidi, lakini hana haja na hiyo. Bwana asifiwe. Onadari na thina noguo, ari na thina wehererega Ngai. Ni tondu gwataniro yaku iria mwinayo na Ngai ri no ukorwo. Bwana asifiwe. Ungiehererio gacukari ri, gacukari kagie goro nywe ndubia ri, no kwa gwataniro yaku na Mwathani ni kunyihanyiha. No gukorwo riri Mwathani arogocwo, ndingianjia guthie maguru tondu ndirahota gwikira ngari maguta ri, no gukorwo ni nguona Ngai tandiganeirie ndige kuhoya Ngai. No gukorwo nikio shaitani ari na bata nake. But what do you want to need to understand? No matter what happens, let your custom of praying to God not change. No matter the threat that is set against you, ile ambao ukiambiwa hata ukimwomba Mungu kutakuwa hivi, muombe Mungu. Bwana asifiwe. Praise the name of the Lord. Do not stop what you have been doing before God. Praise the name of the Lord. You know what saddens me? I've known this so much. There are people who are born again. When they are poor, they are very born again. Ni watu wa Mungu sana. Wakiwa na mashida. But the moment he drives, or he has a house, or he has a better job, the job becomes priority. Na anakuwa smart. They become smart. They no longer have that respect they had for God comes on becoming reduced. Wanaona hii maneno hata sikuwa nimeelewa sana. Akisoma sana, praise the name of the Lord. That's why you see when people get educated, they leave the God they used to know. They go to find a God that is not very heavy. Unajua hawataki yule Mungu mzito, wanataka yule Mungu rahisi. Bwana asifiwe. When I have a degree, you know, if you had a degree, you would go to a church that looked like this. But when you have a degree, you realize a church it is not good to be in a church that takes 5 hours in the service. You need just 1 hour in a church service. Because professional, you start talking to people, you start saying, pastor hawajasoma. Pastors should be smart. They should know how to keep time. Bwana asifiwe. Sababu umepata nini? Degree. Praise the name of the Lord. When circumstances change, praise the name of the Lord, people change their custom. I want to say this to you this morning. It doesn't matter what happens, you need to keep your custom of praying to God. If you do not have a custom, you need to establish a new custom of praying to God. Bwana asifiwe. Listen to this. This is what I'm finishing with. Hata kufanyike nini, usigeuze desturi yako ya kumuomba na kumwabudu Mungu. Na hata kama wewe hauna desturi ya kumuomba na kumwabudu Mungu, tafuta desturi kutoka siku ya leo. Hata kama ni siku 3, hata kama ni mara 3 kwa siku, hata kama ni mara 4 kwa siku, hata kama utajiwekea kwa mwezi lazima nijifunge mara 1, weka desturi ya kumuomba Mungu. Bwana asifiwe. Na it doesn't matter what will change. Keep that desturi. Keep that custom. Praise the name of the Lord. Because once you change that, the enemy knows. Once he takes you away from the God who gives you power, you will be overcome. Ukikuondoa kwa Mungu ambaye anakupa nguvu, utashindwa. Bwana asifiwe. So Daniel kept his custom. Even when he knew that keeping that custom was a problem for him. Praise the name of the Lord. Do you have a custom to worship the Lord? Please keep it. Bwana asifiwe. Do you have a custom to worship the Lord? Please keep it. If you do not have, establish one. Kama hauna, tengeneza desturi mpya. Praise the name of the Lord. Let us be on our feet.